world. I'm Big Bobby B, aka Bobby B, birth name Bobby DeMondo Orlando Burris. Chris Orlay is a men's wristwear company. I do necklaces as well and some women's stuff. I don't dabble too much in women's jewelry because everybody does women's jewelry. So men's stuff is what I do and I love it. I started Chris Orlay about 2 years ago. I was walking through the mall, had an extreme toothache. Bad toothache, like I got a gap in my mouth now because I had to get that tooth pulled. But I saw a piece that I liked. The piece was kind of elementary. I'm senior. See how big my wrist is. So I saw that piece, went home, pondered on it, woke up 3 o'clock in the morning one morning like I had a desire, a burning desire sent from on high to make jewelry. So I got online, learned how to make that particular piece, and from there God gave me all kind of gifts and ideas. You know, in this business, I deal with a lot of like church people. I love my church people. But man, I always want something for free. That is the biggest challenge I deal with, you know, in this thing. Hey man, go on and hook it up, man. Let me get that piece for free. And I'm like, no, this is a business. So that's one of my biggest challenges, or has been up until a couple months ago. I overcome my challenges by, well, the thing that I've done personally was create the website my wife did for me. From there, a lot of that excess hook me up stuff stopped. You know, since I am a product company and I do hand make everything myself, so those things kind of ceased when I got the website. In 2 years, I see my business going to the top, over 20 stores, comfortably, because I know that the blessings of the Lord come and no sorrows added to it, right? So it's gonna be comfortable, and I'll have over, in between 20 to 40, I know it's off, but 20 to 40 employees working on behalf of Chris Orlay. And we'll be branching into bow ties, because I'm gonna buy a bow tie company from somebody who feels like they can't do it. I'm gonna buy one women's line, and I will buy a men's suit line. And that will all be under the Chris Orlay umbrella. I do a lot of online kind of promotion as far as Facebook and Instagram. Instagram's been my biggest promoter of my company because it is picture oriented. I've made a lot of sales on Instagram. I find new clients by just being me, walking the streets, flashing the wrist piece, letting them know what it do. And they're like, dude, I like that. I'm like, yeah, you should wear it. So I'll hook them up, you know, give them a card or whatever, and then they support Chris Orlay. So I find new clients by, honestly, by the jobs that I do, the markets. I'm at every show I can be at by being out and being present. So I'm out and I'm present. It's pretty much how I do the best marketing for myself. I do have a marketing team that I pay a great deal of money that I just started. I think it'll pan out soon. In Chris Orlay, I use a lot of different strategies, or a couple different strategies as far as getting new clients. I've been a door manager for a few years, high-end nightclub, so me just being present, wearing a nice new piece every weekend or every day that I work, it's probably my strongest with getting new clients. I look up to a lot of different people, not necessarily just in jewelry, but a lot of people who go after what they want and who are diligent and choose one thing that they're good at and stick with it. I look up to people like Tyler Perry. He's a boss. Yeah, real life. I may not like his films or whatever, but he's good at what he does. I respect it. Chris Orlay is an island, so Chris Orlay has 0 competitors. That may sound arrogant, but I'm not tearing people down while saying it. Chris Orlay is his own thing. We set the trend, we blaze trails, so we don't follow a donkey or an ox trying to start a new trail. We blaze our own. One of my greatest moments was Trend Next last year. It was so daggone great, man. Oh man, I met some good people. One of the coolest people I met was Jay Bolin. He really hooked me up. That dude is on fire for what he does. Man, I love it, man. I love Chris Orlay. I love sitting back, getting off of this job I don't like to go to, dealing with people I don't want to deal with, to go home to make jewelry. It's like a relief. I don't have to beat nobody up, which is so great. You know, I have to deal with craziness and fights and waking drunk people up off the concrete like I had to a lot. It's like a release, man. I'm free. I like get home and I'm like, man, take my shoes off, put on, my hair sticking up right, I'm looking raggedy, put on a t-shirt and make jewelry. And then post it and sell it. Because I love it. Boom. I have some pretty good clients and customers. The whole market over at Center off of Mockingbird Station, great group of people. I mean, these people have been supporting for like almost a year. For just about a little over a year, they've been supporting. You know, I'm over there pushing Chris Orlay like monthly, so I love it, man. They're good. Isaac Curry, he's dope. Man, that dude was on fire, man. I saw him in Times Square rocking some Chris Orlay, and I'm like, Chris Orlay's in Times Square? What? Growing up, I was always bullied and mistreated. Talked about, it sounds like a gospel song. I was gonna go with it. But no, I was always mistreated a little bit growing up, so that actually motivates me and keeps me going in Chris Orlay because it's something I want to do, something I love and enjoy to do, and I know it's a gift. I teach it to my daughter. She can't say I can't, and that's what motivates me to keep going with my company. Yeah, so Chris Orlay is a company that majors in big men's and regular sized men's wrist candy and necklaces. All gemstones, no plastics, none of that stuff that makes you break out or embarrassed whenever you shake hands in downtown Dallas. The name Chris Orlay comes from my little brother, whose name's Christopher James Burris. We started making bow ties a couple years ago. That thing was a dread, man. That's the reason why I'm gonna buy a company that's bow ties that they're filling, so that way I can put it underneath the umbrella, because I'm not making them no more. But his name is Chris, and I was like, man, what name sounds pretty good for what I do? My name's Bobby. No one's buying that. So I took Chris because it's very popular and it sounds good. And one of my middle names is Orlando. I cut down the dough and just made it Orlay. So Chris Orlay. It had a nice ring, sounds household. Sounds like you would buy Pampers if it had Chris Orlay on it. You would. You would buy Chris Orlay Pampers. You buy Eddie Bauer car seats. You'd buy Chris Orlay Pampers. Anyway, so I went with that and I was like, man, it has a nice ring to it. I love it. It's mine. Praise the Lord. Be encouraged. The advice that I have for others, anybody else wanting to do something, is just do it. I got to go to the Bible on this one. God did not like Esau. He hated Esau because Esau was passive. So if you're not standing up for what you want to do and standing up for what God's giving you to do, you suck at life. So I'm just telling you, take what you know you can do, take what you know you're great at doing, and do that thing. That's the advice I have to give to you. And if you're not doing it, don't talk to me. Stay out my face. Hey world, you can find out more about Chris Orlay at www.chrisorlay.com. Or you can go to Facebook and go to Chris Orlay Collection. You can email me at the Chris Orlay Collection. You can look me up on Twitter at Chris Orlay, Instagram at Chris Orlay. That's ChrisOrla with the dill above the A, because it's Chris Orlay, not Orla. If I hear one more person say Orla, we're gonna meet in the parking lot. It is Orlay. Big Bobby B. Chris Orlay, I'm out.